Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. This is your outlook for February 19th, 2014. Starting off with the NAM Future Radar. This is the NAM high-res future radar for Wednesday morning. We're going to start off at 6 o'clock in the morning here and put this into motion. We do have some freezing rains concerns this morning, and this area of precipitation is not going to be much. It's just going to be quick in and out, but here's 8 o'clock in the morning. Now you can see here, this is already entering our western counties here of our coverage area here. Here's our 32-degree line. This is below freezing here, so our concern areas or anything north of this line here as this batch of precipitation moves through, and the NAM's showing this here as it's moving into our western counties, especially in the northeastern PA here at this point. And then we go a little bit further here is 9, 10 o'clock, still not above freezing over many areas. This is all below freezing up in this area here. So this area here is what we're concerned about for freezing rain mostly, and that's especially around the valley areas from the lower Susquehanna Valley over to the Lehigh Valley up into northeast PA is your areas that are below freezing. These are going to be lower elevations mostly. So because the valleys like to hold on to the cold air a little bit longer than the areas of elevation. So you might have a situation where, say, Allentown, PA, which is right here, is below freezing, and you get up to Mount Pocono, and it might be a little bit warmer. But not necessarily the case all the time. Usually with warm air advection, you'll have this problem with freezing rain in the valleys holding on longer at the surface. Okay, and this is going to move out of here. This is actually showing noon here, and then that moves out of here. Just some spotty showers left over here, but at this point temperatures are above freezing, so we're not expecting in the afternoon to have any freezing concerns. We're going to go over to the weather alert map section of our website here. This is just the National Weather Service's advisories, and this is anything in the lavender shading here is a freezing rain advisory for up to 1/10 of an inch of ice as that moves through. And again, we are going to have warming, so at the tail end we're going to have temperatures, maybe 30, 31, 32 degrees while the rain is occurring, so that will be freezing on contact as the rain falls. Just because it's raining and you're not hearing any ice pellets or anything like that hitting the ground, it will be one of those situations where it hits the ground and freezes on contact, and that's why we have the concern for the freezing rain anywhere in these lavender shaded areas here by the National Weather Service. We're going to go over to the GFS now. We're going to take a look at the rest of your week. This is our system today, and this is actually Wednesday at 1 p.m. Still showing here in this area here on the GFS anyway that will be warmer. So, but this is incorrect. We're going to go for the short range models and the temperatures guidance for the short range models on the NAM and other ones that are showing the temperature a little bit colder. But even on the GFS, it still shows this is your 35-degree line, and you can still see it's way down to the south here. So again, anywhere up here in this area here, especially for East Central PA, from about Harrisburg and points northeast are where you have your concern for freezing rain. Not so much in southeastern PA, down toward Philly and South Jersey. Going a little bit further in time here now. Once this system exits, this system is moving up here into the Gulf of Maine. You have high pressure that's going to move in behind it, and that's going to shift off the coast here. Because this is off the coast, we're going to have winds that are always clockwise around a high pressure. So that means your winds are coming from the south here, and you can see that with the isobars here, how they're lined up here like this. Indicates a south or southwesterly wind, and that means you're going to have temperatures warming on Thursday after the cold front moves through with this system that's coming through on Wednesday afternoon. We'll have a warm front that's going to come through on Thursday evening. That's in association with this strong area of low pressure moving up through the Great Lakes. The warm front's sitting out here like this and pressing northward, so you could have a spotty shower here. Just not out of the question here on Thursday evening or Thursday overnight, but we think that Thursday overnight into Friday is when you're going to have your rain move through, and that's with this cold front. This system really gets wrapped up here in the Great Lakes here, and it's kind of off of our map here. It's sitting up here, but the cold front is sitting back here like this, and that is going to charge through and bring rain out in front of it here. Originally there was a threat for thunderstorms here. I think it's going to be concentrated further south, so not out of the question you do see a thunderstorm on Friday, but for the most part, just because of the timing, we think the thunderstorm threat is greatly greater, at least across eastern North Carolina, eastern Virginia, and up into the Delmarva region here. Okay, and that pushes through pretty quickly. Probably ends by noon, 1 o'clock on Friday. So the rain's quick and out of here from early or very early in the morning on Friday through about Friday morning and about noon on Friday, and then it's out of here pretty quickly. Then behind this front here, the front goes through. Winds become westerly, so it doesn't get too cold for Saturday. It does cool down a little bit, but then another cold front's going to come through here. You can just barely see this here. Little secondary front's going to move through here early Sunday, and that means temperatures are going to drop on Sunday. From early highs in the 40s are going to drop down into the 30s throughout the day. And then you see the wind direction now here after this front moves through. Very important. You're going to go back into the cold here because the winds are now blowing. You see the isobars here, how they're lined up? That means your winds are now out of the northwest. And we have cold Canadian air moving in. So that means your temperatures are going to be much colder for your day on Monday. And we're going to be back into winter again come Monday morning during the day on Monday. Our next system that we'll be watching for the middle of next week is for a chance of snow in the middle of the week, but it's going to be on Wednesday. This is still far enough out here where the models are not handling it correctly and are handling it differently. So this is the 18ZGFS here showing a storm, kind of an overrunning event here, showing snow actually. For much of our area. Right now it's just showing a little light event, a light event, but it is snow nonetheless. This will be Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. So we're going to keep an eye on this one because this is our next chance of winter precipitation here, and there is a chance that this storm could trend a little bit stronger, a little bit closer to the coast here, and that would be again the middle of next week. But until then, we have a couple mild days ahead, and we'll narrow down this obviously the next week or so until we get there, because it is obviously a week away and a lot of things can change. I'm Eastern PA Weather 30 meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for February 19th, 2014. Have a great Wednesday.